Hey, welcome to LBI Cleaning's Core Values. My name is Erin. I am the owner and founder of LBI Cleaning, and today I just really want to tap into our value sets simply because of the fact that this is how we stand out and how we are different and why everybody loves to work for my company. Um, I have a raw enthusiasm, a very positive attitude, and I always like to see the world as like the glass half full. So, with that, my core values, I'm going to tap into them real quick. And it's pretty simple. There's 5 of them: show respect, have fun, be accountable, be real and trustworthy, take action, and guess what? If you follow those 5 core values, that leads to the path of you making money. Just that simple. So we're going to go into the first slide, which is show respect. Okay, this is really important above all else. Treat others as you like to be treated. It's that simple. You know, another thing that about showing respect that I really have to tap into is um, be careful and mindful of equipment and customers' properties. Um, what that means is that you are a guest in my customer's home. So I don't want you to be touching any of their expensive fixtures, their expensive devices, any kind of electronics, and certainly do not eat their food. I don't want you to help them yourself to a sandwich. Simply because of the fact that if you had been scrubbing toilets all day and you have, some, God forbid, if you have any kind of bacteria, and you're just like helping yourself to their candy dish with a dirty hand, that's really disrespectful and gross. So I've I had to let somebody go because they just helped themselves to a candy dish, and I'm sorry. I don't know if they wore gloves or not, and it's not good. So it's not yours to taste. It's not yours to touch. Another thing when it comes to commercial properties, we have again the same thing: expensive equipment, expensive gadgets, gym equipment. That is not yours to touch. It is not your place to pump iron. It is not your place to fool around. And God forbid if you break something, your body personally can't write the checks to replace it. So don't touch it. Okay? You're there to disinfect. We teach you the right ways to do it carefully. So that follows up with showing respect as far as the training manuals that I have in place. That showing respect to me means that I teach you how to do something. I expect you to follow through with it 100% of the time, exactly the way I teach you. The one thing that's disrespectful is that I turn my back and then somebody has their own cleaning style and they just disregarded everything that I taught them. Showing respect means that I had worked really hard to get to this place to secure jobs. My job is to secure jobs for everybody on the team, and the only way I can establish that is A, I cannot be babysitting everybody. B, I really need everybody to have across the board the same message, the same structure, the same exact thing that I do as far as every single room has to be implemented time and time again consistently. There's a system in place. Show respect not only to myself but to your teammates that you are doing exactly as I had taught you and how your team leaders have taught you. The same cleaning style across the board makes the job simpler. Just that, of course, if there's a better style, if you come from a cleaning background and you found that there's something that's half the time and twice the efficiency, I'm all ears. We have an open door policy. I'm very big on positive feedback. However, I do not tolerate gossip and back talking. Obviously, that's not going to be tolerated. So, if I give you some positive feedback, or some constructive criticism, I do not expect you to have that conversation with anybody but me. I do not tolerate people that will mumble under their breath, back talk to me, or gossip behind my back with other team players. Obviously, if you're the new person on the block and you don't know these people very well, I would hold my tongue because you'll be surprised how many people will come back to me and say, hey, you know what? This person is just not, this is a bad egg. We got to get rid of it. So, you want to be the good egg. With that, let's move on to the next slide. Be accountable. Okay, this is so important with our core values for the fact that 15 minutes early is on time you're late, especially with a cleaning crew. All team members need to have caddies and equipment ready to leave no later than scheduled arrival time on the hour. So if you're scheduled at 8, that means your team's leaving at 8 a.m. Maybe 8:05 at the best. Okay, at best. But if you show up at 8:05, guess what? And there's no cars, you pretty much can go home for the day. You just lost your opportunity. Simply because the fact that it's not because I have to be this schedule Nazi, but it's because the customers that I acquire, when I ask them, so what makes you want to change your cleaning service? 95% of them say because my cleaning service is never on time. They are not dependable. They're never on time. They're never mindful of my schedule. So when I schedule for a 8:30 cleaning, that means that we are there at 8:30. And it may take 30 minutes to get there. So if you show up at 8:05 and you don't even have your equipment in the car ready to go with the rags and the equipment and had not checked out if you half-ass it, that's where it's going to be really a big problem for the fact that you're going to show up at 8:40 and that might piss off a customer because you're 10 minutes late. So it's not me, but it's because, again, being accountable means you're a team member. Be on time, be prepared. If by some chance you work the shift before and that, the night before everything is prepared, you show up at 8 and that, you can just throw everything in the car at 8:05, great. I don't care. As long as you arrive at that property the next day with the roster and everything prepared, showing up there at 8:30 and my customers are smiling, I'm really very cool about that. It's about being accountable. Also think teamwork. Take pride in your work. Deliver excellent quality 100% of the time because your team members depend on it. Your leader depends on it. Again, it's like a relay race that you're passing the baton. And so you got to give it your best. If you're responsible for the bathroom, it means that the first person in the bathroom really should be the vacuum technician, especially on changeovers, because of the fact that if you're doing like a beach house and there's a lot of beach sand, this is where the tandem and the relay race starts. If you have a vacuum technician that does a half-assed job and doesn't vacuum in rows and is not tethered, what happens is there's going to be spots of beach sand and it's going to piss you off, and vice versa. So that, it's going to take you twice as much time to like get that beach sand out as you're doing the paper towel method. Whereas a vacuum could have done it, easily within, 5 minutes. So, be tethered, be accountable. Your performance depends not only on your performance depends on everything your team members do. Not to mention, it also helps that as we work as a team, sometimes people get backlogged and you might need to jump in and help them move it along a little bit quicker. Sometimes there's a room that is extraordinarily messy and a person might be overwhelmed. One person can't do it by themselves, so you got to kind of jump in and really help your team members move it along. Another thing about being accountable is be attentive, be present. That means no phones, no texting, no Snapchatting, no Facebooking, no social media whatsoever. The only reason you should have your phone is to take pictures of holes in walls, damage on the property, or if you like to listen to music like Pandora, whatever it is, I'm totally cool with that. As long as the phone stays 100%, like I would say 95% in the caddies at all times. Okay, as long as there's music going, I'm cool with it. If you're whipping out the phone and you're taking a picture, I'm cool with that. But if like your team members find that you're Snapchatting, social media, text, or if your team leader does, and then we catch you, then obviously that's first of all theft, because you're wasting company time. It is not a gadget to be socializing with. You need to be communicating with your team members, and on top of that, it is also a safety hazard. Awareness is important for every person. It's so important for safety reasons. So put the phone down. There's no talking or texting on a phone. You got to focus on what's ahead of you, and You also can't be on cloud nine and multitasking and, God forbid, if you stepped out and you left like a chemical bottle behind. And, if you forget it, and let's just say that a toddler came in as a changeover and they just saw this really pretty, colorful bottle that is a bottle of bleach, and they just want to kind of see what it is. They can burn themselves, they can hurt themselves. It's just not a good thing across the board. Be accountable, take responsibility for everything that you do, deliver excellence, and, you know, everybody on across the board will just, have fun, make money. And, the best thing is nobody gets complaints. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, which is important. Let's make you money. Be awesome today. Okay, so people that make money get bonus pays, hourly raises, and just by following these simple core values. Um, but how do you get it? It's pretty simple. Um, these people are very dependable and consistent, deliver excellent quality all the time. Um, I'll leave 5% for error, and if you have an off day, I'm going to be very understanding with that. But time and time, you show up and you pretty much show that you are doing an awesome job. I'm totally going to be thankful for that. Um, I see talent. I see that you're hustling. I love that. Okay, take leadership and ownership seriously. Okay, so admit when you're wrong. Show it's okay to make mistakes once in a while. Um, sometimes there's a little bit of errors. Not everybody's perfect. Um, just if there's something wrong, just admit it. And if it's with a team leader or if there's something that you said, just apologize and move on. But also taking leadership means that if there's a problem, you are responsible for just taking that initiative to solve the problem by yourself to the best of your abilities. Take pride in your work, okay? That's so important. Um, people that are solution finders, problem solvers, are so rewarded by me. Show up on time every time. People that take my headaches away or solve problems, they're the ones that I want to keep and pay for the fact that, you know, my job is not to babysit. My job is to actually go out and hunt for more business and be an administrator. And, honestly, uh, I really don't want to hear so and so had, like, screwed up today for the 50th time, kind of thing. Again, we're adults. You're here to make money. You're here to make stuff happen. We brought you on board because we really saw something special in you as far as your core value sets. I probably had a good vibe as far as sharing the same core value sets with you. So, I don't see if there's a riff or a problem that there isn't a reason why you should be stuck at $10 an hour starting out. I try to ramp people up as quickly as possible depending on their performance. It's just that easy. Take my headaches away, and like I said, you get paid. It's just that simple. So, which leads to the next slide, which is right here. Be real, be trustworthy. People are not stupid, nor like to be told bullshit stories. I certainly don't, and I pretty much can pick up. I've heard every excuse under the sun, to the point where I can probably write a book about it. But here's the thing I tell people: you have 1,000 excuses or $1,000, but you can't have both. Only you can decide which one you want to have more. Okay, um, you know, if you went out drinking the night before and you partied and stuff, and then you just decided that, oh my God, I have Ebola, Aaron, I can't come into work today, kind of stuff. I'm gonna pick up on that, and I'm probably gonna say to you that this is probably not a good fit, and that you need to just seek employment elsewhere. Okay. Just be transparent and be real with me, honestly. I'd rather that you called in and said, Erin, I'm a little hung over today. I can't come in. Um, I'm definitely not going to like that. But, obviously, if it's within the 30-day period, that's an instant termination for no call, no show. But, if it's like you've been around for 6 months and, I've seen that you've been consistent and then whoops, you just had a little much to drink, calm and you need to call out. I'll let some things slide. Um, but whatever the case may be, I just want people to be completely transparent with me what's going on. Obviously, just if you want to have time off, just come to me and say, hey, Erin, I got a wedding. I can't be working this weekend. And, we'll make things happen. We'll arrange it so that we got coverage for you. Here's a big thing too, lying and stealing, hands down, that's grounds for termination no matter what. I also want to let you know stealing includes lying about your timesheets. Um, there's no possible way you can lie about your timesheets considering that I have GPS trackers and cameras that monitor your productivity and also your honesty. So, with that, it means if you say, okay, I'm clocking out for lunch, and let's just say that if it's a 30-minute lunch and that you clock in an hour later, um, or you try to clock in at on 30 minutes but you're not on the property at that time, I know just based on the GPS. So that means that, let's just say that you are in Ship Bottom and you're supposed to be in Beach Haven, at let's just say that your lunch is at 12 and you're basically at 12:45 you're supposed to be, or a quarter of one, you have that time to commute. If you are in Ship Bottom at 12:45 still, I get a notification that obviously you're not on my customer's property on time. It's not worth it. Just show up on time, okay? Clock in, clock out accordingly. We give you ample amount of time for a break. We give you ample amount of time for commute. If you're the driver, I do pay for the gas. So just be real with me. Be trustworthy, okay? Because obviously I'm investing in you. I'm trusting in you. And, I'm trying to find every single possible opportunity for you to grow and thrive and make more money. Okay? It's a real easy, simplistic job where I'm not micromanaging you, but I do expect people to just, be an adult, be responsible, be trustworthy. So, I just want to let you know that everything that you do is monitored by GPS and also cameras. So, also when you go into my customers' homes, I would say about 85% of them have cameras anyway. So, this is good and beneficial for you if you're an honest person. If they try to say, hey, so and so stole my wedding ring, at least, there's security cameras that we can, backlog and cover your ass and vice versa. uh, it's there to protect you, and also is also to protect them. um, just simple things like that. Also showing up, if you are to be showing up at the property or at the facility to pick up your equipment and stuff, I want to let you know that the split second you open up the hatch, there is a security camera that takes pictures and sends me a text message at, let's just say, start time is 8 o'clock and you show up at 7:45. Just smile because of the fact that you showed up on time, and then there's a picture that is sent to me instantly on my phone saying, hey, so and so just showed up on time, and obviously you're going to get compensated for that too, for showing up on time anyway. um it's just that when I see somebody coming at 8:15, the hatch is open and you guys are already like, the whole team's like running 30 minutes behind. That is unacceptable. Just that simple. um just be real, be honest. If there's a problem, your team leader's late, call me, let me know. There's always a plan B. There's always a backup plan. There's always a plan B, and we can always just move forward. So we got you covered. Um, Rarely does that ever happen, though. So anyway, let's move on to the next slide, which is fun. Have fun, be positive. Okay, here's the big thing. I try to find opportunities for us to get together, just outside of work. If there's a day where we are not really busy, if there's a carnival, if there's like a picnic or some kind of festival or something, if I can buy a round of beers or play golf or whatever, if we can find some kind of mutual common ground with everybody, I like to have those moments where we can just be human, have fun, be positive. Um, but on a day to day basis, I really expect everybody to show up with a smile. The last thing anybody wants to see is, or actually, nobody likes to be working with emotional vampires that suck the life out of you. There's such a major difference. When your alarm goes off and you have to go to work, there are two kinds of people. You got the Debbie Downers, and you got to realize, oh shit, it's Wednesday and I'm working with Debbie Downer. I just want to take a Valium and just shoot myself, because it's just going to be the longest day ever. Or then you're going to be like, um, looking at your alarm clock on a Thursday and say, oh, shoot, cool. I'm going to be working with Happy Go Lucky Colleen, the Irish dancing comedian or whatever it is. There's such a difference that it's like you can be the person that's going to be the Debbie Downer, and it's like, oh, crap, I just have to work with her today, in which you won't be sticking around for long. But I'd rather have everybody say, booyah! Yes, we're working with so and so today and so today. We're going to kick ass, take names, and be done in no time. So, it's all a matter of, showing up and being positive. Also, here's a big thing: keep your personal life to yourself and do not gossip. Big policy. I have a no gossip, no drama policy. The only way is to keep a lot of your personal stuff locked up and don't bring it into work. Um, it's just not tolerated. If you have a huge problem, like, hey, let's just say, if you have a parent that's going through cancer treatment, or, something really traumatic is happening in your life, I do expect you to keep it to yourself. Do not discuss it with other co-workers. Please come to me, and if you need some time off, I'm here to assist you with that. But, um, you know, just just to keep the flow and the energy of the team positive, use your discretion on this. Um, Another thing is being a team leader. It's so important to say, how can I help you? If you see somebody's like struggling with something, or they're kind of lagging behind, again, being positive means that you're going to be the team player. You're going to be the motivator, the mover, the shaker. If you finish your assignments before somebody else, everything is done. If somebody's like having a hard time, if somebody's injured, or, they're just sick or something, you might have to occasionally pick up the slack for somebody else. Being a team leader, or I'm sorry, team player, it means that you're not thinking about yourself, and you're not standing out in the parking lot waiting for them to get out as you're Snapchatting. That's not acceptable. Again, when the car is moving, that's when it's okay to pick up the phone and start talking to your friends, texting, and all that fun stuff as you're going to the next property, except for the driver. Do not text and drive. Um, you know, just be accountable that way, um, because you're endangering the lives of others. Uh, so anyway, just realize that you have to be a team player. Ask people for help. Be positive. Keep upbeat. Just be a part of the team. It's okay to listen to music, laugh, tell jokes. It's just that I expect your phones to be in your caddies at all times, listening to music only, or whipping them out. The only reason they should be in your hand is that you're taking pictures of damage on the property during changeovers. That is it. Unless you were a team leader. If team leaders have to have their phones on them at all times, because if I'm calling them, I expect them to call me back immediately. There's no excuse for them not to answer the phone when I'm calling. Uh, Overall, that's the only person that should have the phones attached to them looking for text messages from me or phone calls from me. That's it. But if you're a team member, there's no reason for you to be using your phone other than listening to music and taking pictures. That's it, of property. That's it. Or communicating with me if there's a problem. So basically, that's it. That's LBI cleaning in a nutshell. And again, if there is any kind of questions or problems, just come to me directly. I do have an open door policy. I'm a pretty down to earth and humble person that is fairly understanding within reason. As long as you are completely transparent with me and honest, I have no problem, helping you out to the best of my abilities. And, of course, I'm the kind of person that will find opportunities for you to create additional income as much as I can give to you if you hit a spot. But basically, that's it. So thank you for listening today. And the next step is probably going through the training manuals as far as the 5 different cleaning styles. So sit tight, but this is so important as far as our core values because we want you to be a part of the team. We want you to have fun. We want you to make money. And most of all, just learn how we are why we're growing so quickly and why customers love us. In a nutshell, oh, I forgot to mention the big thing. The reason why we have these positive vibes is because most of my customers are tippers, very generous tippers. So when you come in with a happy face and you're just accommodating to my customers, it's very nice that sometimes they'll whip out sometimes you'll get $5. But then, holy crap, sometimes I've seen my customers whip out $100 bills and give them I'm not kidding you, they'll give it $100 right there on the spot to my team leaders or my team members. $50 to $100. It happened actually last week. I was completely shocked. So, that really does make a difference, especially around the Christmas season too, when you're stressing about how you're going to get money for your kids or paying a bill. Well, guess what? That problem was just solved because my team leaders and also my crew members just really had a positive attitude. They were laughing, making jokes, and our customers really appreciate us because we are the different kind of company. And obviously I picked you because I saw something different in you. So anyway, that's me and my company in a nutshell. So move on to the next video, and of course I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.